So the NNPC will be unveiling something close to 7 points agenda on Thursday at the presidential villa. Of course, that's where the president resides, so he's the one who will be doing the unveiling alongside everyone else there, Dr. Kachiku, the Deputy Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, and of course the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, and everyone else that matter in the industry. So let's start the conversation today, all the way down to Thursday, and of course take us till Friday, depending on what we hear and what's unveiled on Thursday. Let's bring in Bismarck Rwani via Skype from downtown Lagos, Victoria Island. He's the Chief Executive Officer at Financial Derivatives Company. Thank you very much. Good morning, sir, for coming through on the program.
Good morning, Bosen.
Yes, when the news of this roadmap, let's start back, all the way back from when Dr. Kachiku was the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, was the first who says there should be a new roadmap, a new thinking, a new template for the NNPC Group, the State Oil Corporation. How far have we come down the line?
That we're talking about it is progress, and we've been talking about it for a long time. So now it's time for action. I think the country is tired of, and there's a fatigue for talking and conferences. Now it's time for action. Hoping that on Thursday there'll be milestones, which includes incentivizing the corporates and the majors, taking care of the host communities, constructive engagement with the militants to ensure that we get production up. Production now at 1.5 is almost 600,000 barrels a day less than what is expected and what is budgeted. Nigeria needs the oil, they need the revenue, and we need the price. The price is high at this point at $51, $52 a barrel, but we certainly need to do something about getting our production back up. We need to incentivize the majors, and there has to be a clear roadmap where NNPC is defined as an operator or a regulator, and decide what we want to do, how we're going to liquefy those assets. Saudi Arabia just raised $17.5 billion and expecting to raise $2 trillion over the next 2 to 3 years to make sure that their oil companies and their major oil companies being optimally utilized.
It looks like you're speaking to the side of what you would like to see and hear on Thursday when President Buhari launched that document. One of the key issues that's been raised is that the NNPC still allocate crude oil. In other climes, the State Oil Corporation just sells the oil. What would you prefer?
The market should do that. You see, nobody allocates oil in a market that is free. If there's a demand and supply, if there's a shortfall, you reduce your production. So the allocation mechanism and the allocation mentality is part of all this rent-seeking, crony capitalist theory of military juntas. We've passed that stage now. Whether you allocate or not, if you're selling at the market price, it will go. You'll be able to sell your products. So let's allow the markets do what the markets have to do. Let operators do what they have to do, and let the regulators regulate the players rather than trying to meddle in market forces.
In terms of fundamental changes, what do you think this roadmap should contain? In terms of fundamental shift that everyone will say, oh, this looks like Nigeria is moving all the way from the past to the future.
We'd like to see a clear roadmap as to where NNPC will be backing out of those activities which are stifling and constraining the oil majors. They should clearly just begin to just regulate and create, make forces available for the market to operate naturally. Now that we are in what they call a buyer's market, we have no role to play. All we have to do is to say, okay, this is what we are. This is our joint venture interest. These are our cash calls. We cannot pay them. Are we going to liquefy them? Are we going to sell part of that interest with a repurchase option to buy them back if the markets improve? Let us concentrate on petroleum profit tax. Let us concentrate on getting our rents and royalties and everything ready. And let us tell our oil partners that if you do this, you get that they are the only ones in the world today that can write those checks of $10, $12, $15 billion. And for them to bring out their checkbooks, you have to do something. For them to start writing the checks, you have to do something more. And for them to sign those checks, you have to do more and more of that. And that's we have to be clear. We have to engage and collaborate with our partners to achieve this objective. The days of adversarial relationship between operators and host communities and host countries are over. Now the shoes are pinching, and we need the money, and we need it like yesterday. We can't afford to wait. We need the production too, and they need to invest because our production has dropped below optimal levels at this point in time. And that's what we're looking for on Thursday. The President, the Minister of State and Petroleum, the MD of NNPC have to come out clearly and tell the world, including all operators, that this is what we are going to do. And we're going to run it like a business.
Mr. Rwani, thank you very much for unveiling this discussion for us, this conversation. Thank you very much for giving us a few minutes of your executive time here on Monday. Thank you very much, as always.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate that. Bismarck Rwani, the Chief Executive Officer at Financial Derivatives Company, flagging that up for us. This conversation will continue till the rest of the week. The NNPC will be at the front burner. That's Nigeria's golden geese laying the eggs for the country's economy.